I have to wait.
You good?
Yep.
Is it playing?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Did it play? Because I couldn't hear it.
Yeah. I had to fix it. So yes, it did play halfway through.
Should I just start talking?
Yes.
Go for it.
Yeah. Go for it. You,
Set it up.
All right, I'll get into this thing here. Even though I created this, I wrote this down, I still have a hard time with it. You're listening to the Two Hippies, One Drunk podcast. I'm this week's host, Eric Fady. Thanks for checking us out. If you have not liked our Facebook page or subscribed to us on YouTube, we'd really appreciate it if you could do so. Stuff like that and sharing posts that we make really help us grow our audience and make us bigger than God or whatever. This show is a little different than most in that I so stumbled. And I just
We're almost there.
I know. I so stumbled and this show's
Just
a little
like
different.
1 or 2 extra subscribers.
I know, right?
Yeah.
This show's a little different than most in the fact that we have we rotate between 3 hosts each week, 3 longtime comic friends, Tyler, Charles, Scott, Ryan,
Right
and myself. Yeah. Once again, I don't have to say that part. I decided I was gonna spring this on you guys, but since we're talking about music snobbery this week, I am gonna wear my cowboy hat, if you can see.
Oh no!
That fits the drunk aesthetic. How are you going to listen to your headphones? Yeah, you're going to have those on backwards.
I might not be able to wear it, but I'm going to put it on for a bit at least.
You got it.
There we go.
Now, is that a 10-gallon hat? Is that?
Oh, this is a legit hat. I mean, here I'm kind of tall.
Like, nobody's doubting it's a hat.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's actually like a 10-gallon hat. Like,
no, when I say like when I say legit, I mean in the sense that I didn't buy this at fucking Walmart. Like these girls that wear those like cowboy print hats. I mean, this is a $200. Hat here.
If it's circular and you put it on your head, it is an actual hat.
What'd you say?
If it's circular and you put it on your head, it's an actual hat.
Yeah,
that is all that is required for it to be an actual.
Well, and like with cowboy hats, I'm sure you guys obviously know this, but I'll explain it to you anyway. The amount of X's,
yeah, you should.
The amount of X's that it has on it describes how quote unquote good it is, and this is 100 X's, so I guess that's pretty good.
Yeah. Does it have 100 X's around the whole thing?
No, it just says that it has 100 X's.
100? Oh, well, that's not as
Okay,
cool.
wait, do you wear this hat like in public?
Yeah, have you gone to a rodeo? Like,
I have. Well, here's the thing. I actually, I just got this hat about 3 months ago. I hadn't had a cowboy hat in like 10 years because the last 2 that I bought, girls stole at concerts from me. So I stopped buying them because they're expensive.
Yeah, they are. You said $200.
This kind of a bad. Like, I feel like the whole point of a cowboy hat is to like make you look bigger, make you look tough or something, and then to get it stolen completely.
I don't know the way he describes it. The way he describes it, it seems like a level of status. Like I have a $200 hat on my head.
I
like,
probably have 100 X's. What is a 1X?
Yeah, is that like a tiny little hat?
I don't know what a 1X cowboy hat looks like. I'll tell you. I won't tell you the one story, but I'll tell you the one of the 2 and how I got it stolen. So I went to a Dwight Yoakam concert, which I know you don't know who it is, but a country guy, and I went by myself to a concert.
Dwight Yoakam is a country singer.
Yeah, Dwight Yoakam.
I would have never guessed.
Yeah, right. For sure. He's a good actor,
you wear
too.
that. Anything you say right now feels country. So I'm in on it. Whatever it is.
So I was at this concert by myself, and it was one of those places where you have like the lawn. It's not like an inside place. There's like a lawn and a pavilion. And I'm by myself, and these 2 girls come up to me, and they're like, hey, could we... And this was, by the way, way before like iPhones or something. I had a cell phone, but not internet on your phone and stuff like that. So I don't have social media. I'm just by myself. And they're like, hey, we're doing a bachelorette party. We just like kind of a bing, a cross off list or whatever you call those things, scavenger hunt, I guess, or something. and they're like, we just need to take a picture with a cowboy hat on and we'll bring it back. Now, why I didn't, one, say I'll walk over with you and let me be in there or something.
So many conversations about red flags, and that's a big old red flag.
Yeah, the fact that I let them take it and just leave, and they'll come back. But
you should at least go with them. I'm coming. I'm doing this with you now.
Right? Why would I not use that as an in?
We're party drunk are gonna come find me, right?
Right, and the worst part, honestly, was I was less than 21 back then, so I'm literally sober by myself at a concert, and I'm just like, oh, these girls will be back soon, I'm sure of it. So anyway,
what was the point where you started questioning whether or not they?
Dude, I'd like to. Yeah, I don't remember. That's a great question. I mean, honestly, God, I'm trying to.
Sober. You should remember.
Yeah, but I mean, it was. God, you got to remember, since I'm 37, I mean, you're talking, this was 18 years ago.
Well, okay, that is a long time ago.
Jesus Christ.
Feel like the moment you're like, fuck it, I guess I'm leaving, should have been like a moment you remember.
I think I went to look for them at one point. But the problem is that place, again, if you've been to, I know you guys haven't been to the Pine where I've been to, but you've been to amphitheaters and stuff. And the problem is, dude, it's dark and it's crowded, and a lot of people are wearing cowboy hats, by the way. Like, it wasn't like I was at an Eminem show and I'm like, there's.
I can't get over the fact that you look like you're in a recording studio about to make like a country music album. Like, literally.
Here, one second.
Can we just.
One second. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
This is a weird side tangent, but it's funny, like, when Eric was just talking about it a second ago, it made me think about, like, man, I remember when I was a kid, like, adults would talk about, like, oh, I don't remember something. And I'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? I remember everything.
At least, like, big moments in my life. What is happening? So he is filming. You're not getting that around.
I don't know how to play, by the way. I just knew we had this up here. So I
just a good aesthetic. It adds to the aesthetic.
you know what, you guys? God, I can't wear all these at once, by the way.
So
you know what? Let me tell you one more story. Now that I had this guitar, you guys will appreciate it. Me and Tyler and Ryan.
At least strum it.
No, me.
Well, you tell it
like this. Yep, that sounds good. So for those who are listening and don't know, me, Tyler, and Scott all know each other from doing comedy back in the day. But I was doing comedy before you guys, and I don't even remember by the time you guys saw me, was I wearing still wearing the shirts that I drew on by myself, or no? I think I was.
I feel like you were.
You were wearing some weird shirts.
Yeah, like white shirts that I drew on personally.
Yes. I think hands down that's a thing.
So one time I had another old guitar that my dad eventually must have found and got rid of in our household. Like even at my age, if they porno magazine, they don't confront you; they just take it and throw it away. But we had an old guitar another time, and I did this at a few comedy shows where I took a guitar like this and Sharpie drew like penis on it and 69 and butt sex and shit. Like, I just wrote it all, and I would do comedy. I would do comedy. And I would bring it on stage. I would tell one joke. Then I would turn around, get the guitar on like this, and then all the fucking penises drawn on it, shit like that. I would tell the joke. Nothing with the guitar. I don't know how to play. I would just tell the joke, and then I would just put the guitar back, tell one more joke, and go like, "Thank you guys, I'm done." Never referencing the guitar. Never referencing the guitar.
We gotta backtrack here. Wait. Hey, we gotta get to this music snobbery stuff quickly, but I can't let this go. I can't, like. Are you saying as a grown adult you've had your parents find porno magazines?
No.
Okay.
Why would you have porno magazines as a grown adult nowadays?
Yeah,
where are you getting porno magazines?
I think I was just using that as an example because I think porn's a good example of something your parents would find that wouldn't. Because, like I said, I had this one guitar that the entire guitar was filled with me just drawing. And the words were like penis, butt sex, 69 and stuff. And just one day, then it was just gone. and it was just gone one day, and I don't know where, and they didn't say.
They threw away your guitar?
I guess.
Yeah, that seems kind of expensive to be just chucking out.
That is some like top tier passive.
Yeah, I am mad. Like, I do not like this guitar. It's going. And they didn't tell you? Passive. They didn't tell you?
No, God, no. Oh. If you knew my parents, like they're kind of supportive now, mildly, of my art, as it were. But like they are not okay. Like my dad would have been like, that's shame on the family and my name and blah blah blah.
That's fitting into the drunk aesthetic. I'm gonna be the music snob, and I hate whatever's happening right now.
Sorry. I'm not even gonna leave the cowboy hat on because it's too much of a pain. And
your glasses went with it too. It was a whole event that just went down.
Damn it, my glasses are off.
Changes that have happened on your screen in the first 10 minutes.
I know, dude.
At least that's 3, right? That's the third one. 4th, because he changed back.
Yeah, dude.
So that's 4.
I mean, there are plays with your wardrobe.
I swear to God, I didn't even think the hat was going to be that big of a deal. I thought it would be funny for about 2 seconds.
It was pretty great. I enjoyed it. So,
but all right. Well, we can get into the music snobbery, and honestly, the reason I wore the cowboy hat was I was going to segue into something that is very true to my heart when it comes to music, which is country music. And I'm going to give an example of where I wanted to take this episode, and I'm going to tell a little story. And I kind of want you guys to take on it. But after that, it by no means is a country music episode. It's just because I like country music so much, it's something that I can really relate to. So the example I want to use when I come to music snobbery, like I never fathom this idea that people are like, country and punk, I think, get it a lot, especially where it's like, oh, that's real punk, or that's real country, or that's fake this shit. And it's like, I understand that exists. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but when you talk to like country music guys now, a lot of times you'll hear this like, why don't they sing more songs like Willie Nelson being an example. And I was watching a documentary on him this week, and it's like the dude went to Nashville in his 30s at one point, had a few songs that made it, but not enough, and it didn't. Nashville didn't like.
We're talking about Willie Nelson.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, okay. Yes. Nashville didn't like his kind of cross between hippie Texas country music. They didn't really like it for whatever. And Nashville's known to be very snobby, like, oh, we like this kind of country music. And so at 40, I mean, literally in his 40s, he goes back to Texas, and they're like, dude, this could have been the end of a story. He had a few songs. Some people might have just gone and sold insurance, right, or whatever. And I used to be a singer. But he gets to Austin, and he finds a scene, and Austin is crazy because obviously Austin is one of these cities that for whatever reason throughout the years continues to be like a hub for innovative music and stuff. Yeah, and he finds a scene down there that likes him. And so when a lot of people hear Willie Nelson, and I know you guys aren't country music fans really, but Willie Nelson's a big name. And when people hear Willie Nelson, I don't think
Willie Nelson slaps out of all the country.
Yeah, he does some good stuff.
Willie Nelson.
Okay, so cool. Yeah, I mean, because he's not even really country in a way. You know, he's kind of just Willie Nelson.
He's like a sad cowboy, and I'm fine with it.
Who's a fucking pothead. So, so anyway, he gets down to Austin, and it's like, dude, it changes the fucking game, and like literally, he blows up. And so my point is to bring it back to snobbery is like when I hear people now, sometimes they'll be like, oh, this country like Willie and stuff. And it's like, dude, when Willie was Willie, when he was young, they were telling him he wasn't country. And he, it's like, and so it's just, that's where I wanted to, that's kind of, I thought that story would be a good bouncing off point for kind of talking about some of that thing. And so I kind of would like your opinion on some of that. And you can use.
I mean, I would definitely say, like, I feel like, are you of the opinion, because I'm not a country music hater, because I think that hating an entire genre is stupid. Like, any sort of music, you can use any genre. There are hundreds of different country artists. You're telling me there's nobody where a single artist is not going to appeal to them. So people who are flat out, I hate this genre of music, people do that with rap too. I hate that shit. But country on the radio is pretty embarrassingly bad.
Oh, right now it's terrible, I would say, for sure.
Yeah.
You're saying right now, like the newer stuff is terrible?
Yeah. But that's what people really mean when they say I want some stuff like Willie Nelson, right? They're saying there's my fucking, like your Toby Keiths and your, like, Brooks and Dunn or whatever the fuck.
How dare you, Brooks and Dunn? I love Brooks and Dunn. D&D.
You love Brooks and Dunn?
Fuck yeah.
I couldn't tell you a single fucking.
Here's a fun story, actually, and I don't think you know
Scott,
this
real
at
quick,
all.
Scott.
Yep.
How you moved in there?
Yeah. Does that sound better?
Talk right there the rest of the show.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm sorry to do that. But that's
this good right here. Right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so I did the when I was a kid, my parents won tickets to that B93 birthday bash.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah. And I have pictures of me as a little kid with like Brooks and Dunn and Reba Mack.
You son of a bitch.
You're crazy thing because like you're so not into country music.
No.
You just like have all these idols that like you don't care about at all.
No.
Did you care about them then?
No.
Were you like woo? Or were you like, these guys are fun?
No, I had no idea who they were. They were just these weird
you have actual like you're not saying you have pictures at a concert. You're saying you have pictures with Brooks and Dunn?
Backstage.
Wait, you son of a bitch!
Because they won, because you won the thing. Oh,
yeah. Who's the dude who does the TROUBLE? That dude. I got pictures of
Travis Tritt, you son of a bitch!
That kind of sucks for you though, because like when you trade that in for like any rap group,
I would trade all of those people immediately for a picture of me with a rapper I don't even like.
Could you imagine though, like if you got that level with rappers, like you'd be hanging out with like Eminem and like all like the biggest people.
It doesn't even have to be a rapper I like. Give me like a picture with fucking like Rick Ross or something. I would immediately take that over all these countries.
I wish I had a picture of somebody that you liked, but
Rick Ross? Okay, fair enough.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I do think on.
I would say if there's a spectrum of snobs, I am on the furthest level from that. Because I listen to music. I listen to the music. Most of the time, I'm paying attention to it. It's a groove. I love music.
Right.
It's part of my life. I use it as kind of like background music for my life to give my existence kind of like theme music.
Yeah,
and that's kind of feels for me, and that's what I use it for. So I'm not a snob about it at all. The only thing I'm not into is metal, and that would be because it just sounds like noise to me, and I need some kind of melody.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, you can have music you're not into. Like Scott, like when Scott was saying that, it's not like you have to. It's just as long as you just like don't disrespect it. Like the idea.
Yeah, I would never ever talk shit about anyone. I mean, Nickelback, but that's a given.
I actually, well.
Like I said, you can hate individual artists. When you start talking about, everybody has those genres, man, whether it's like metal, rap, country, where like these losers will just be like, man, like, yeah, fuck that, man. I hate all rap songs. I hate all country songs. It's like, no, you don't. I'll find you one.
And if you do, that's a scary individual, man.
Yeah, that's guaranteed for any genre. Like you could find something.
Country has been. It's not my thing, but it's been much more innovative. Like they have a good underground scene. I mean, that's what I've heard. That's the impression I got.
What did you say? Sorry.
Country music has like a good underground scene. Like a good underground scene.
Oh yeah, well, you know what? Well, here's the thing. Coming from a person who loves country music, I don't love the new pop stuff that's on the radio. I actually like some songs, don't like all of them. But the reality is, everything's like cyclical. You know what I mean? And things like in the '80s, country music, really weird period where it was like kind of like neon, like kind of disco shit and stuff. So my point is, like when people say some of that stuff, it's like the wave will come. And then, in 5, because there is kind of an underground wave coming right now of what's back to more outlaw country, which is what people want to hear, the people that bitch want to hear. And, that stuff will come and go. Like, I just think I think you cannot like where it's at the moment, but to just sit there and, I said, blankly, Like, well, Garth Brooks, for example, a lot of people blame Garth Brooks, people that don't know what they're talking about, blame Garth Brooks for turning country into pop. They blame Garth Brooks for where country is right now. And it's like, dude, not to get too into it, but the dude just, there was a guy from Oklahoma, this hard-living fucking drunk, Chris Ledoux, who's literally in the Cowboy Hall of Fame and the Country Music Hall of Fame. He died of liver cancer, so he's a fucking country to the core guy.
Yeah.
And when Garth Brooks was coming up, Chris Ledoux was doing all these like rock style country shows. And Garth was just like, yeah, why can't country be like that? Why can't I go to a country show and not have it just be 10 guys on stage standing, going, staring blankly? Why can't I get up on it and play country music, but rock? And so he did. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, man, fuck these like genre purists, man.
Exactly.
I can't deal with that at all. What is that? Like, you can't, dude. Some of the best shit comes out of mixing genres.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, like, I think that is what is it? The copyright laws on things, like, that's so frustrating to me because what is it when something goes through a television show?
You know about when it becomes public domain?
Yes, when it becomes public domain, that's the best shit because you can mix and match and make new stuff that, like, you never had before. So if you had a ton of genres mixed together, you just have better music.
Yeah.
It's like literally like a mixing bowl of just like creativity.
And all of this shit borrows from different things, man.
Yeah,
right. The country has always been like borrowed from rock, borrowed from
folk,
jazz, folk,
like all this other stuff.
To
make country.
And Scott. What Scott said is
like so many things to make country.
What Scott said is like that's what I was getting at. I mean, like this idea of being a snob to a genre, like why? And again, when we're talking about it, by the way, a lot of people are just like us. They just like what they like, and but we're doing a show here, so you're trying to talk about kind of very specific things. And I just, I don't get it. Like you can just be like, I don't care for these particular singers or this song.
To put the effort in to shit on them is just insane to me.
Yeah.
Like that's your passion. Like your passion is to hate rather than to actually do anything about it.
Yeah, and to hate, honestly.
Like make your own music if you don't like them. I don't know. Don't bitch. Like don't go on forum and bitch about them or complain about them.
Or just don't listen to them.
Yeah, or just don't listen.
That's your biggest power. That's the biggest power. Just don't listen.
Yep. It takes energy, or like it takes money away from them. It's the best thing you can do. Just do it. Stop listening to things you don't like.
To structure your identity around some piece of art that you hate is just like the weirdest thing to me. I could be like, if you talk to me about something that I don't like, I'm like, yeah, it's not particularly my thing, but to feel that like visceral hatred.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's a lot of pretentious people acting like they're more intelligent than they are because they're like, oh, I know all these facts about music. But it's like, that's kind of sad. Like, why is that your identity? And
here's an example.
Shit on them. Other bands.
Here's like an example, and I swear to God, I didn't mean to kind of keep it on a country focus, and we can move off in a little bit here. But it just again for me, when Tyler says like, God damn it, you just said something that led me to what I'm going to say. So I can't remember exactly how you worded it, but because of what he said, it led me to this, where it's like, a lot of people don't like this bro country. There's kind of bro country and there's pop country. And for the most part, I agree. But like last year, before the pandemic and shit, Luke Bryan was doing a show. And I know what most people think about Luke Bryan. But I got like $10 tickets last minute on StubHub. I like about 10 of his songs. Are they corny? Yes. Did he write them himself? No. Are they fucking kind of, Yeah, they are. They're not really great country. But, I like some of the songs.
Like
they're fun.
Song.
There's some fun drinking songs. Had a beer to them, and I post about it, and then I get all these people, tell me when you listen to real country, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, you motherfucker, you want to start listing people who you like? Because I listen to Hank Williams Sr. I listen to fucking deep cuts of Johnny Cash, deep cuts of, so I like fucking real country. That doesn't mean I can't go on a Friday night and have a few cold beers to Luke Bryan. Go fuck yourself. Like,
dude, I relate to you so much. And like, man, I have been hugely into rap music since I've been like a teenager. And like underground stuff. Like I can talk I could talk like 80s, 90s, 2000s rap, any of that with anybody. I could talk about like local rap scene, shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, these people who are like, oh, dude, I hate all these mumble rappers, or I hate all these SoundCloud rappers. Like, dude, Panda kicks ass, man. That is a catchy song. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's that whole, like, yeah, I'm in the exact same boat as you, where I'm like, no, dude, I know enough about this genre to...
Like, yeah, you're not going to fucking tell me I don't know what country is, and I don't deserve to fucking go listen to this music. And, like, you know, another thing is, like, too, is, like, sometimes I have artists that I actually fucking hate, and I didn't ask guys to do this, but maybe as I'm saying this, you can think of something if you can. But, like, sometimes there's artists that, for the most part, I fucking hate. But I'm like, that one song, like, you know...
Yeah.
Justin Bieber has a few songs, honestly, that I like. Do I think he's a tool? Yeah. Do I think, you know, overall? But so what? Sometimes one of his songs comes on that I like, and I'm like, fuck it. I turn it up a little bit, and I don't fucking
just
care.
bounce your head, man.
It's fucking music. It's how I'm feeling at that moment. Who gives a shit? Like,
okay, so we're 25 minutes into this.
Yeah.
We do some of these.
Yeah, absolutely.
Comments. We got Tyler and I both looked up some YouTube comments.
And I also want to hear. Tyler said he had some phrases that like snobby people. So I want to get to that too.
Well, we looked up YouTube comments.
Okay.
No, the phrases. Things snobs say.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
Top
Okay.
five.
We'll go back and forth.
Yeah. Go first.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Here's a weird thing. I wanted to find, like, let me just real quick say, I wanted to find pranks. That was my original plan. Is to find, like, these weird people who are like, yeah, man, like, fuck them. Like, I want to shoot them in the face. Like, that kind of thing. And weirdly enough, I couldn't really find those sorts of people too much. And what I found way more so was, like, either people who are delusional about an artist who has actually gotten worse. You know, people on like Good Charlotte songs from 2020 being like, they're better than they've ever been.
Good Charlotte, he has a tattoo. Of course you do. Of course you do.
But these people being like,
I still like Good Charlotte, by the way. If you think I don't like Young and the Hopeless, Stell, you'd be fucking dead wrong, my friend.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Like, people on these YouTube comments being
that's
like,
OG.
Oh yeah, they're better than they've ever been. It's like, no, they're not.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? Sometimes I wonder how that goes though. You know, honestly, like sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. Like sometimes I think when you like an artist so much, if you get to a certain point with an artist, I'm trying to think because like I listened to like Good Charlotte put out a new album like 3 years ago or whatever it was. And I actually kind of liked it, but I don't know what I would say, you know what I mean? But I don't know if I would have sat there and said they're as good as ever. I think I just I was like, oh damn, I'm shocked. I kind of like this. So I don't know where that falls in, but I
No, okay, but like, so we had two weird sorts of, okay, so like one of the weird subgenres of people that I did find that I liked was like, do you know who Tekashi 6ix9ine is?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah. He's garbage. He's not good. He's a snitch. He's a bad rapper.
Don't tell him your secrets. That's all I know about 6ix9ine guy.
I found two comments on his videos that cracked me up because, like, it was just like one of them. There was like a video where like it has a bunch of women essentially wearing sprinkles as clothing.
Yeah.
It says we're getting a knock at our door for some reason.
Yeah, for real.
Tyler's getting it. But
let's listen in.
One of the comments says, this is rubbish. I know children are watching. I hate you, 6ix9ine. Imagine if the sprinkles fell off.
Get the fuck over yourself.
Just imagine if the sprinkles fell off.
Like that's the worst.
Yeah, for real.
Can you imagine writing that? Can you imagine? Like,
putting the effort. You're just sitting there too. You know, he just like was looking at it, making sure it like looked good, and then like posted that shit.
We talked about this when we did like internet trolls, obviously and stuff. But like, imagine that guy's day. Like, I always like to dig into in my mind. What were they doing? Were they drunk? Where were they?
Yeah.
That they decided to type this in, and what did they think was going to happen when they did? Like,
I feel like a very tragic event in their life happened.
And not even just that, they referenced the video, so they watched the video.
Yeah.
that's always the best. When they watched
like
it.
they actually gave it more views and stuff, and then just shit on it.
And then somebody else said, imagine showing up in heaven with those tattoos.
Yeah, dude, are you kidding me? Like, what?
Yeah, they just let you right in. No problem.
Why the fuck, man? You get to heaven and you made it and you still get to have those tattoos? I'd feel like that'd be a big double middle finger to all the people that said you shouldn't get tattoos. Like, you know what I mean? If he dies and heaven's a real thing and he has those tattoos still, he fucking won. Like,
Yeah.
So like
that is hilarious.
And imagine being that offended by tattoos, and you are looking up Tekashi 6ix9ine songs.
I know.
Famous for getting a blowjob in one of his music videos.
But those tattoos, god damn it.
Yeah. You can be a badass and still go to heaven.
Right.
By the way, I love when people say about tattoos, they're like, what are those going to look like when you're 80 and wrinkly? When you're 80 and wrinkly, you got those tattoos, they're going to look bad. It's like, yeah, my skin's going to look shit anyway if I'm 80. What is the difference? Like,
I'm going to look like trash all around.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's how aging works.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand it.
Into you anyway.
Yeah.
If anything, your skin will wrinkly, but it'll have color to it versus just fucking wrinkly hanging off fat and shit.
Dude, and your flying hellfish tattoo is gonna be so just meta.
Oh, I know.
He is absolutely gonna be
like
grandpa.
I was part of the Tante.
Yeah, I actually was.
I'm just saying it was a real thing.
Yeah, I got this in the war.
By that point, then no one will know what The Simpsons is, and I'll just be like, yeah, I was in the fucking war. God damn it.
The Simpsons going forever. What are you talking about?
I'm just kind of making a joke, but
82, yeah, exactly. You're like, actually, that show's based on me.
Yeah, I'll just say what the fuck I want to say because I'm old and they'll have to listen.
Yeah, okay. So I wanted to do these. I got the one I wanted to do was Postal Service. Such Great Heights. So I found 3 decent ones that like made me laugh. The first one was I listened to this song when I jerk it. So yeah, it's not super negative or pompous, but like, you know,
is it a song to jerk it to?
Hell no. It's such a weird song to jerk. Honestly, like it's a nice, fun, happy song, but like I wouldn't want to jerk it to that.
What do you want? Like what?
I don't listen to music while I jerk it. I think it's weird in porn when they have music.
Yeah, I don't understand it personally,
but there's some that's better than others. Like,
yeah, you ever seen those porns where like it'll have music for like half of it and then it'll just disappear and all you hear is like sloppy stuff. It's so weird.
But like, there are better genres than that. Like if you're gonna jerk it, listen to some like R. Kelly or something. Listen to some R&B.
Yeah, get some sexy shit. Let's get it on. Some shit like that. Like
you know what's funny? Absolutely. When you mentioned that, it made me have a memory. Before porn was very, readable and you couldn't get in and whatnot. I remember being up on my grandma's up in the northern Michigan area for like a week. I'd go up there once in a while to like hang with my grandparents for a week. And I had my own room, so don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here in the fucking living room. But like there was like a country music video at the time. I forget who the singer is now, but she was kind of wearing a revealing dress or something like that. And I was young, and it's like I used that as jack off material. Like I was like, oh, this is hot. Yeah. It wasn't the song, but it was just like, and the thing is, I couldn't pause it or anything, so I had to just kind of like, okay.
Me definitely jerked off to a music video.
Yeah, hands down, hands. Commercials. What are you talking about? I remember staying up super late. Yeah. Oh man, E-channel, that shit blew my mind.
E-channel was a porn channel for 12 years.
Yes, it was.
At night, for sure. Yeah. I mean, the day still, but at night for sure.
Yeah, that's that. The only
they just show girls going wild and shit.
Or like dysfunctional dads and like teenagers.
Yeah. I remember trying to jerk it to the Anna Nicole Smith show, thinking it was one of those.
I made it a wrong
weird
turn.
drug addict.
Yeah.
Yelling at
That's
people.
fucking hilarious.
That's hilarious. Yeah, Brooke Burke, man, she changed my world.
That's fucking funny.
Okay, so probably the best comment I found was by The Beast about the same song, Postal Service, Such
Gotcha.
Great Heights. The Beast says, "Fuck this music for little baby girls. If you like this shit, you and your family are trash, and I'll take out the trash."
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
What? Like,
Yeah, you and your family are all trash, and
So,
I'll
like,
take out that trash.
in
That
most
man was looking
our
for
lives-
somebody to yell at.
Yeah, I feel like he just wanted to threaten someone.
like
Right,
in
what are
most
you
of our
saying?
lives, like, dude, our parents, like statistically, like our parents don't like what you're listening to usually, right? Or something, like they're not like condoning it. So the idea that like if I'm listening to fucking, my parents would hate like some of the punk rock or rap I've listened to. And it's like, if I was listening to some song that the Beast determined that my whole family is trash, imagine my dad getting taken out by this dude. And he's like, this is because your son listened to an Eminem song. Like,
But it's not even that. It's Postal Service. It's literally like Such Great Heights. That freaking like happy little melody.
oh, it's like a happy little hippie song.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
that's a weird thing with like certain metal weirdos, certain like people who are too into metal. I feel like they have
that
They
aggression.
have that anger towards
Yeah.
like pop music or towards like alternative music.
Who was that guy who used to like do crazy shit on stage? Wasn't he in the like did
G.G.
metal?
Allen?
G.G. Allen. Do you know who G.G. Allen is? I don't even know why I'm going on this side tangent. I was just thinking about how insane that man was. Can you hear me, Eric?
Yeah, I can. I had a little bit of a second, but I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't. I got sidetracked.
Well,
and I
G.G.
forgot.
Allen fans are the weird because like he was a dude who like his shows were very much insane. He was very much an insane person.
Yeah. Very
But-
much so.
His fans are these weird metal music snobs, and it's like, dude, his music blew.
Yeah,
ass.
he was terrible. It
That
was
music's
absolutely not a music
His
now.
showmanship-
Like
his
yeah, it was
showmanship
insane.
Was amazing.
ah,
Music,
amazing. I wouldn't put it in insane.
Is it amazing?
Great. Why? I wouldn't use the word.
When he says amazing, Scott,
Yeah.
when you say amazing, do you kind of mean like amazing in the sense that it was such a spectacle? Like, or
You put on a fucking show. You bought a G.G. Allen ticket, you're getting what you paid for.
Yeah, which is getting
I
the
got
shit
you.
out of you. Shit's being on fire.
Yeah.
He's raping chicks on stage.
He's
like
Jesus
breaking
Christ.
beer bottles and cutting himself.
shitting on stage, shitting on people, throwing his own shit into the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I'm so for like some of that, not some of that stuff, but like I'm for being, very different. But at the same, that'd be you got to do that every night. Like that'd be a lot.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Imagine that
shockingly, the man
mentality.
died in his early 30s.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I
Yeah.
can't. I would have thought he was well into his 80s by now.
Didn't they try to have sex with his corpse?
Yeah, 2 women gave his corpse a blowjob at his funeral.
Jesus Christ. That's a cult.
That is a straight cult.
You know what? And by the way, real quick, when you're talking about like angry people, and I know this is
Saying
not
that they're snobs about that guy.
Yeah.
To me. Yeah. Like
This
people
is
are
not
"No,
like an
his
angry-
music is the best.
the best of. Yeah. By the way, you're right. The idea. No offense, but you're right. I've never heard him, so I can't make too much statements about it. But like the thought that they were sitting here, like, oh, we know what metal is. Like, okay.
Yeah. Like, you know what like verging on psychotic is.
And it's just like, man, metal people are some of the biggest music snobs. And it's like, your music isn't even, it's just a storm of like,
exactly. It sounds like if you like fell into a bunch of trash cans.
Like if there's anything, I agree with you. If there's a genre I am a snob about, it is metal music.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
And snob, just like completely shut out that whole genre.
Yeah,
No, thank you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
And it's not like I want to be I'm not going to make a post on their fucking shit because I'm not even
God,
going to the video.
No.
Did you have another
Okay,
comment?
so
Here, real quick, I wanted to tell this one story, and I know this isn't an angry band per se, but compared to what you're talking about, but it is a funny situation. I was at a Fall Out Boy Newfound Glory concert one time, and there was a little bit of a mosh pit. But you talk about this anger bullshit, and then there's a little bit of a mosh pit. I forget which one of the bands was up because they were doing like a dual headlining show. And this dude comes right up in my face out of the mosh pit and just goes, "I fucking hate my dad!" And then he just like right back into the mosh pit.
And I'm sorry, nobody should be getting that worked up in a Fallout.
Oh boy, no.
Right in my face, guys, by the way. Like right in my face. Like he's just like, "I fucking hate my dad!"
I'm gonna love it if somebody just came up and gave him a hug, like pat him on the, it's like
it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
I want to meet this guy's dad. Like,
dude, how much you want to bet he's totally a cool guy? Like, how much you want to bet he's legit, probably totally fine?
Yeah, he's totally a normal dude.
Just like
he punished him because he caught him drinking alcohol when he was 16
and yelled at him, and like he just took that as like my dad sucks.
I just almost don't believe.
Get a job and move out of the house.
Yeah,
I'm 21.
I'm 21. Yeah, what a dick.
You guys are right though. I almost just don't believe because again, he's not even at a real metal show. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Fall Out Boy and New Found Glory, but it's not like
not a real metal show.
Yeah,
and so like he's there.
That's a mosh pit for 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
he's too old to be in that mosh pit.
I broke my wrist at a Fall Out Boy concert too one time actually, but
what is happening?
Yeah, what are they? Seriously, I thought it'd be a bunch of like people swaying. You know? Like a lot of swaying.
No, there's mosh pits at Fall Out Boy. I mean, I don't know anymore.
Clearly, because you broke your fucking wrist.
Well, after dealing with deep-seated parental issues, like.
Actually, you know what's embarrassing that I broke my wrist? So I was on the floor, but I wasn't drunk, for one. And two, I wasn't in a mosh pit. I was actually just standing there, and somehow someone just caught me in the right moment where they like bumped me, and I just kind of like one of those weird moments where I kind of just lost where I was, and I fell down, and instead of like, you're not supposed to use your hand to catch yourself, although I don't know how you're not supposed to. But so I wasn't even in a mosh pit. I was. What? I know they always say that, like, don't use your wrist. Break them. What am I supposed to do?
Use your hand to protect your face in a fall.
Yeah, that's what they're for.
Purpose.
Right, yeah. Like So I guess I'll break my nose, but
Right.
Anyway,
and if it broke your wrist, what would it have done to your nose?
Right. I mean, it's like I don't even fucking. But it was embarrassing in the sense that, like, literally, I wasn't even in a mosh pit. I wasn't even drunk. I was just kind of standing there, and I just kind of got bumped in the wrong way.
It's kind of hilarious. Not even in the mosh pit, just around.
I know. All right. So Scott had something you wanted to do.
Yeah. Okay. I had a couple of these. Man, I looked up "Bye by Instinct.
That's an interesting one to see. I'd be interested to see what comments were on that.
Okay, so there were two types of comments. There was ones that were just weird. One guy wrote, "Ran out of chewing tobacco. Getting some. Pausing."
Why did you even write that?
Thanks, we're not wondering where you were.
Yeah, we've been waiting for that comment.
That dude has a guy locked up in his fucking basement. or like tied. Like he's sitting there watching in-sync videos with some dude in the basement tied up that he's raping on a daily basis or something, dude. That's fucking.
That is a lot to.
Put on that person.
That is a lot to assume based on that.
What would you assume? A guy is watching. A guy is watching Bye by NSYNC, and he comments that. What do you think that man is doing in his life? Like,
I think maybe that guy is like 100 years old, and he thinks that this.
And he stumbled onto Bye, and then he wanted to comment on that.
He's like, "I'll be right back."
And by the way, Scott, in your scenario that he is 100 years old, not trying to be ageist, but 100-year-old who has not just is on YouTube, but is logged in to where he can make comments, because you have to have a login.
Yeah,
he made an account. He made an account.
If he's using chewing tobacco, he's not getting to 100. No, okay, you gotta let me get These ones
are the gold ones.
Jesus Christ, it's already 8:45.
Posting about, I know. These people posting about their relationships and stuff.
Oh, God.
In bye.
What?
Then,
I guess I get it.
I'm just going to read you. These are like a couple of comments. I'm going to get to them quickly. This video does not get enough attention. It's really expressing how women treat men like they're puppets.
What?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay. All right.
It's just a boy band song about.
I mean, there are puppets in the song, right?
Yeah, they are puppets in the song. That's where he's getting it from.
Okay.
But still, like, man, that is a stretch it.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, go.
Still the ultimate breakup song. When your girl has mental issues and starts to make life unreasonably hard on you, just hit them with this song and bail. And then in parentheses, I learned the hard way.
You are opening up. What are you doing? What, did he, like, I feel like he was just sitting there with that on his chest and needed to get it off, and there was no one he could talk to, so he put it on that fucking
He learned the hard way. What does that mean? I need a follow-up. What does that mean? He learned. So wait a minute. Does he mean a girl broke up with him and he didn't have this song at the ready? Like, what does he mean?
So he learned to have it at the ready. And she's the one with mental issues.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, all right. Yeah, next relationship.
In parentheses, I learned the hard way. In parentheses.
Oh my god. That is fantastic.
I don't even know how I feel about saying this. Like, I don't want to make fun of domestic violence at all.
Obviously,
so
none of us do, right?
No.
It is so weird having this comment on a NSYNC song.
I'd never hit anybody ever.
So, what? Same here. What? How?
I know. I just wanted to say it because then if I say it, then you guys have to say it. Or else it sounds like you're
same here.
So I was like, just to be clear.
Yeah, just to be clear. I got it. I'm in here too.
That's my favorite thing to do. Real quick, Ryan. Real quick, Scott. That's my favorite thing to do. Like in this day, if you're in this thing that we're in, like, dude, not to bring Trump into it, but if you remember, like Billy Bush got fired just because he was laughing in the background of like that, you know. That, so like these days, like if I say, like I just said, like to be clear, I wouldn't hit a girl. You guys better fucking say it too, or else it's like they didn't say it. They didn't fucking say it. So they're probably hitting girls. It's just kind of funny.
Why would you say it otherwise?
Yeah, exactly. You were laughing about it. Why didn't you say it?
Okay, so sad. In the last months of my relationship last year, he strangled me. This song was stuck in my head at the time. Also a good thing because it's what kept me going on getting rid of it.
Woo! Woo!
Hey, everyone's got their process, I suppose.
Yeah, you know, I mean, at least she got through it.
She was putting in the work.
I just can't imagine being beat by your boyfriend and having this song running through your head.
I could get, you know what?
This insane asshole is
strangling the shit out of you. And you're thinking, bye, 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 bye.
I don't want to say
I don't know the song either that well, but that is the shit.
I can actually get, honestly, I'm not trying to take it to a non-funny place, but I can almost understand, like, maybe if you're having such pain that you're closing your eyes and thinking of something that's making you happy or something. But so take that aside. I can't fathom writing that on you. What is the point of writing that on you? Because it's not really helping anybody. No offense.
Time out of your day to do that.
No, yeah, YouTube is not your therapist.
No, yeah, you should probably be doing that in a healthier way.
And that's the thing is, there's like this NSYNC song getting all of these people to just dump all of this.
Do you think that that's where she was coming from? Is like trying to get that off her chest, so she like just put it on YouTube.
I mean, where are any of these people coming from?
Yeah, I don't know. A loneliness.
I've never made a comment on a YouTube video ever. So
a lot of time.
No.
I've watched hours and hours of YouTube music videos.
YouTube. I like and subscribe, but I am never commenting.
No.
Not happening.
No. Did you have another comment or no?
The only one that I thought was kind of weird, it's pretty quick. I just thought it was really weird that this guy had such a specific date. He's like, who's listening to this in 2032? I know I'm not.
And also, it's a futuristic date. Like,
why do 2032? Like, that's not that far away, and it's not the date. Like, it's not now.
Well,
so like,
and maybe you're dead.
yeah. And why is it such a specific time? I just thought that was such a weird thing.
That is
and then also insulting it by being like, I know I'm not.
I've grown out of it.
Yeah. By then, I won't like this song anymore, but I like it now. But yeah, I just thought that was weird. I thought it'd be pretty quick. We could do our most embarrassing.
Yeah. Let me do. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a real quick. It's gonna sound so fucking. I was gonna say, never mind. It's gonna sound so corny in a way, but I want to tie up a little bit of the music snobbery in a real quick little story here, and then we can get to that. And I'm not trying to be weird about it, but I'm trying to do it in a positive way. So one of my favorite musicians ever is a guy named Pat Green from Texas. I have his tattoo. I've seen it, traveled all over the country to see him multiple times. Point is, when some of these music snobs get into, again, we don't have to get down the sellout range after this because we got too much time, but in some level of like, oh, they sold out, they this, they that. Well, Pat Green is part of a Texas country music scene that is just not necessarily, it does not get on Nashville. It doesn't get big time for the most part. It had a little bit. And he had one song he wrote, one fucking song that made it into the mainstream. It was called Wave on Wave. I found it. That's how I found him. And that is when I fell in love with him. And so it's just so bizarre to me. I understand if you grow up with you see a band and they're like, I saw them when they were playing in front of 20 people and it's crazy. If you legit find out they became assholes or they literally are, just dickbags, I guess that's one thing. But I don't understand, and maybe just because I've been an artist kind of my whole life, and you guys, I think, can appreciate that, but like, I don't understand why you wouldn't want someone to succeed and why you wouldn't be happy that they're growing their brand. And like I said, for me, look at that. If he doesn't make that song that so many of the Texas people were like, oh, he went sell out, he made a big hit that got it on real radio, I wouldn't have found him. And it's like, dude, that dude is like my spirit. Like, I listen to his music and I'll fucking cry. I just love it. His voice, whatever. He's not the best country music singer of all time. He's not the best writer of all time, but he connects with me on a very personal level. And it just, anyway, so I just wanted to say that on a weirdly positive.
I totally relate to you too. Like, I've always felt that way. Like, a ton of Modest Mouse fans really hated Float On. And
that's insane.
That's the first song I ever heard by them. And then I went back to their older records, which were
I went back too. Like, I went back to,
But and it's like, and it's weird too because these songs are always like they're pretty good. I guarantee you, Waves on Waves is probably a good song.
Well, look at this. Look at this. So I'm gonna, and this is gonna get really corny, but I'm gonna read it anyway because we're reading these comments. It's funny to have the funny comments, but like this is a comment from somebody on his Wave on Wave video. It said, "I will soon be losing my battle with cancer." And this song. I know, but I like this. I like the power of music.
Absolutely.
And he's like, and this song will be dedicated to my wife for the many years, the woman who saved me from myself. I loved her. I tried to tell her every day. And as my time gets shorter, my sister will make it happen near blah, blah, blah. And so it's like, fuck anybody. Like this song. And again, I understand that there can be with that song just to make money. I get it. I know that it can happen. But for people to diss on this dude, this song and this guy's, dying of fucking cancer, and that song is going to be like played at his funeral. He says it to his wife, and it's like, fuck these people, like who aren't the artist. If you're not the artist, then shut the fuck up and let the artist do what they do. And you know what? If they blow and if they're disingenuous, they won't make it.
Yeah.
So you let that fucking play out. It's not your fucking job to tell an artist that they're what they should or shouldn't write about. Anyway, sorry. I know I got a little weird, a little dark.
I was just gonna say that I think that I completely agree. I think that when it comes to, you don't get to be a snob because everything's good to somebody. And like there are.
Well, the thing is, the cancer is an extreme type of example, but like that's really everybody listens to music to get them through a hard emotional.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the power of music, man.
Dude, music is by far, like we joke in the show about me being a drunk, and I like alcohol, but alcohol doesn't do it for me. Music fucking gets me through anything I've done. Happy, sad, good or bad. Music is what gets me through shit, personally.
Yeah, for sure.
Do we want to get to embarrassing artists?
Yeah, we'll do it real fast. Okay.
Okay.
What do you guys got?
I'm going to go first.
Go ahead.
The first concert I ever went to was Britney Spears. I was super into her.
Nice.
So definitely that. Yeah, I love the fuck out of her and Hillary Duff. I
actually liked Hillary Duff.
Yeah, I love the shit out of her. But
I kind of thought she was hot too, even though.
Absolutely.
Oh, you had Tyler had such
the biggest crush on Hillary Duff.
She had nice.
I had a big ass poster in my room of her and Britney Spears. But yeah, Britney Spears. When I was 12 years old, it was the first concert I ever went to. And
I don't think, honestly, I think, in my opinion, in reality, I think that holds up. I mean, she was a big, she was big. She's massive still. I mean, in reality.
I mean, yeah, for real. I would imagine for any guy.
Right.
And I've listened to some rap songs.
And I'm fine with that. I loved it.
I've listened to some rap songs and
she
stuff
put on
that
a
use
show.
the beat from Toxic. Like,
I love Toxic. I actually legit like Toxic.
Yeah, dude. It's good stuff. It's good
Dude,
stuff.
I like that song, Toxic, to this day. If I hear it, I'll listen to it. What do you have, Ryan? Or Scott?
It slaps.
Oh, man. Okay, so I regularly listen to Kimya Dawson still.
I'm trying to know if I know who that is. I don't know that I do.
That's the chick who did like the Juno soundtrack. It's probably the most famous thing.
I fucking love that soundtrack.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That's not that embarrassing. She's pretty great.
I mean, it's
I have a real embarrassing band. They're called the Beatles. I don't know if you guys have heard.
Exactly. Like, it's a deep cut. But I wouldn't say embarrassing.
They're real low key. No, you know what? No, I get it. I get it.
I would say, like, man, I don't know. I feel like you're playing, like, 90% of my musical whatever. Like, if I'm playing music, it's like, I don't know, fairly hip sort of rap shit.
Yeah,
and
I get it.
And then they'll come out as, like, some fucking fat black lady, like, singing sing-alongs for teenagers. Like,
Is that what she looks like?
Yeah.
The girl, seriously? I would have so seen it be. I so pictured it. I've never looked up who sang those songs. I love that soundtrack, but I would have so pictured it being a skinny little hipster white chick.
Yeah.
That's crazy. See, that's what fucking music does. I didn't even fucking know that, and it didn't matter. It didn't. But you know what I mean? And it didn't matter. It's just fucking music.
Absolutely.
Who gives a fuck? Like with to get into country with Charlie Pride, he's one of the only real black artists in country music. And back when he started getting popular, people just heard him and they fucking loved him, but he didn't have YouTube, he didn't have news, and then they would buy tickets to the concert and they're like, "Oh shit, he's black."
Yeah, right.
Okay, real quick. Sorry, last thing. Like, as far as embarrassing stuff, the one other thing I feel like a little bit. I don't know if this technically falls under this category, but like, man, like, as every guy who was 32 growing up in their young 30s, that generation, like, I loved Eminem, but like, man, he has gotten so embarrassing over the last 10 or 15 years that you almost can't even listen to his classic albums without feeling a little bit embarrassed.
Because what's funny is I disagree with that.
That counts.
It's always been weird because I agree with you that there were about 2 albums that sucked total dick. But I actually, once he got sober, I've liked his stuff since he got sober. I understand.
Man, no. I've tried to listen to every single album that has come out. Every album since Encore. I'm sorry, it has sucked. And it's like,
it's one of that is I so disagree. What was the Encore? What was after those 2 shitty ones? The one where he had like Rihanna on it and shit. I'm trying to think of what that was.
Encore, Relapse, Recovery, that whole block.
Maybe it was Recovery.
Probably.
I fucking loved that album. Loved it.
Recovery is his most solid late career album. It's got that song with Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
With the use of the Love Is Love. Like,
fuck yeah, dude. Honestly, I love every
no
song.
Recovery is a weird. If there's an album he's released afterwards, it's decent as that one. But
I got you.
His later albums, it's just this guy rapping at like triple speed. Somehow.
Okay, no, you get into that stuff. If you get into that stuff, I get what you're saying a little bit. But I really liked Recovery. I really, really did.
Yeah, I get that. It's got some good songs now.
For me, as far as embarrassing, I didn't come up with an artist, but what I came up with is I really tried to think about it. And honestly, just the genre, like, I guess rap rock would be what I would say. Like, I still fucking dig rap rock. Like, and it doesn't have to necessarily be Kid Rock, but like Limp Bizkit and like corn and shit like that. Like, I'm not saying it's great art. I'm not saying it's some timeless thing. It doesn't give me the feels, or it doesn't make me. But if Limp Bizkit's on, I'll fucking listen to it. And I don't necessarily want it to come back. I'm not saying that. Are
you rapping along with it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She did it all for the new. You know what I mean? Like.
100%.
Oh, that's good stuff.
I don't even fucking care. And I guess that's it. Damn, dude, that fucking went by fast.
Yeah, it really did.
Do we want to do final thoughts? I guess we can still do with final thought. It doesn't matter for a little bit.
Yeah, but we don't have to stick exclusively to exactly
an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll let you guys go, I guess.
Yeah, I would just say, like, mind your fucking business when it comes to music. Like, who cares?
Honestly, I'm on the same page. I don't even need a final thought. I agree.
Dude, that's what I was going to say.
Mind your own business, do your own thing. Do your own thing. Like what you like and don't judge others.
Just don't worry about it. Don't worry about what they like.
Yeah, you emotionally attaching yourself to hatred for music says so much more about
you than it does about that music. Yeah.
Doesn't mean you have to like everything, by the way.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you can't. It's just like that. Fuck, man. Yeah. You know, you can get 10 people and they won't all agree that Taco Bell's the best food ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like,
there's food I don't like. I don't go up to random people eating that food and be like, fuck you for eating it.
Slap it out of their hands.
Could you imagine that? That's exactly the equivalent, though. Could you imagine if you went into a Mexican restaurant and just like, I don't like Mexican food. Okay.
Oh my God, cool. Get the fuck
like you should
out
go on fucking.
You like.
You should go on like food.
Telling people about it.
Go on like Yelp reviews, you know what I mean? And go to like literally Italian restaurants and just go in the Yelp and just go, Italian food sucks. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Hey,
all right, who's hosting?
Experience, man.
Who's hosting next week? You? What are we doing again?
Okay, so I have a series of big public events that went
Yes. I remember.
I'm down for that. That sounds super interesting.
Yep. As just one example, Woodstock 99. I got several other ones.
I can't wait to talk about that because I know what you're going to get at. But in the same hand, dude, if I could go back in a time machine, I'd go to that fucking concert. Because
absolutely
historical artifact.
Yeah.
Man. You have to.
Well,
I mean, it would be miserable.
Yeah. I get it for sure. We'll talk about it next week. Okay. Well, cool. Good show, guys. And for the people listening again, this is Two Hippies and One Drunk. We do this every week on Tuesday, usually at 6. Sometimes it's a little different time, but usually at 6 o'clock. And we just appreciate you guys listening and the comments. We got a lot of comments. A lot of comments this last week on our Facebook page, and a lot of people watching the videos and stuff. We all appreciate that.
Awesome.
Means a lot.
All of the response has been fantastic, honestly.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah,
for a show that's only 7 week in, and we do it once a week, and we're not in the same room. It's not, it's cool. I think for what we do, it's really cool that so many people already care about it. So.
I've been enjoying the ride. It's been pretty great so far.
All right, I guess that's it.
Hey, just iTunes. You can check us out on iTunes and any Spotify, on
Stitcher.
All that stuff. Like, subscribe. Comment, download our episodes. It will be out tomorrow. This episode will be on iTunes. So tell your friends, tell everybody.
Give us 5 stars.
Please. Yeah, please give us 5 stars. Get us up on that, I don't know, scale on iTunes.
The thing.
The thing.
That's
Do the thing. Okay. See you.